Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today and for joining me in this very special week. It's Sentimental Swirls week, because if you didn't know, this is the stamp set that I was able to help design as part of the reward for achieving 1 million in personal sales, which I did 2 years ago now. And the stamp set has just launched on the 4th of this month. It comes in English, French and German, and I've got this special week this week. We're on project number 4, but in conjunction with this, I've got 5 more projects in a private online class. You can get that for free if you buy the stamp set from me. And like I say, you can get it in French, German and English. So you can get it if you're in the Netherlands, the UK, France, Austria or Germany. Or if you're not in one of those countries and you still want access to the class, you can buy it. So 5 projects for £5. All the details are on my blog. And this is today's project. It's an Inchie box, and I did a little rainbow. I haven't done an Inchie box in forever. Technically, it's an Inchie milk carton, but I haven't done one in a very long time. I wanted to do your little rainbow, and I promised you earlier in the week that I would show you different colouring techniques. And one of the reasons I wanted the stamp set to look how it was, so the swirl is very me. I wanted something big as a background. And I wanted a build it yourself kind of stamp set so you could add the elements you wanted. And if I show you these, for example, so there's an outline flower, but then there's the solid image that you can stamp over the top, the same with the bird. And in fact, any of these outlines has got a matching solid to go with it. So the butterfly there, that one goes with that, and so on. But obviously, because they're outlines, you can colour them. So I've done a couple of projects that have been done with blends. I'm just looking at them behind me. I did embossing powder, so I've done blends, and so today I want to do watercolour pencils. So we need to get the box scored first before we start putting in our little stamped butterflies. So teeny tiny 4.5 inches by 3 inches, which in metric is 11 by 7.5, and it's very simple. Along the long side, score it at 1, 2, 3 and 4, which in metric is 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. And then on the short side, score it at 1 and 2, which is 2.5 and 5, and then you turn it over. I'm going to turn it over and score it at 2 3/4, which is 7 centimetres. Okay, and that's just to make this little lip here. And obviously, like I said, it's an Inchie box. Oh, just beat up my desk. So it's an inch in all directions. It's a little bit taller than that, but it's an inch here, 2.5 centimetres. So, right, before I get it scored, and possibly, I don't know how well you can see, there you go. I've got all these little sections. So this is the top, this one is the bottom. So I'm going to ignore the bottom when I stamp my gorgeous little butterfly, which is just utterly adorable. And oh, there's a jet going overhead. I have had jet planes going overhead all morning that I've been filming. It's not been fun. So how many have I got? I can't remember. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10. Seriously. Jet plane, off you go. Oh, I'm using the wrong stuff. Oh well. We'll not worry. I'm using Memento. I should have been using Stays On, but oh well. This is obviously, as you can see, photopolymer, so you can see through it, which helps. And yeah, I've used Memento, but yeah, photopolymer means that you can put it down where you want and you can see what you're doing. Right, let me get these all burnished up, just while that ink is drying a little bit. And remember, this top thin line, we went in the opposite direction, so you need to fold it and burnish it in the opposite direction as well. Okay, let's hope that's dried. And what I'm going to do, I've got my watercolour pencils here, which are in all sorts of different colours, and then I've got my blender pens. Now, this is magical, mysterious stuff. Don't know how to describe it. It's just brilliant stuff. And if I grab a spare bit of Whisper White, basic white, And then I'm going to go with real red, and so I'm just going to lay that down fairly lightly and then thick down here, and get my blender pen, and you go over it and drag it around. That colour moves around, and this is thicker, so you can get more out of it. Now, I don't know if anybody's like me. I had watercolour pencils when I was a child. You possibly did too. And I kind of always thought you dipped your pencil in water and then you coloured with it. So it was only after I joined Stampin' Up! That I realised that's not the case. Right, let me get 10 colours out. So I've got a red, pink, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. How many is that? 6. That purple. I could maybe bring cherry cobbler in there. Or have I just got 2 shades? Yeah, cherry cobbler. Is that a different blue? That's balmy, but no. Ooh, I could get Coastal Cabana in there. 2, 4, 6, 8. No, I need one more. Ooh, I could have another green. Old Olive or Granny Apple. So, I have my 10 colours. And I'm going to zoom in for you. And I'm just literally going to start at one side. And what I like about using watercolour pencils is, as you can clearly see, I have gone nowhere near the lines. I'm just getting that colour in place. I'll just go with my pencils. That set of pencils that I showed you in my jar, it is both of the sets that we've got. I couldn't tell you which pencils came from which, but I think once you've got one and you've started playing with them, you'll go, yeah, that's why Sam's got loads. So that is the 2 sets. One of them is bigger than the other. I think one's got 15 pencils and one's got 11. Something like that. Both of them in the annual catalogue. Oh, seriously? Another jet? Okay. So you can see that the colours are nowhere near the edges. And as I was talking to you before, I was scribbling off with my blender pen. And you use the brush to move the watercolour pencil, and then you just scribble off and you come back into the next one. See, it's magical stuff. And scribble off until it's clear again, and you just keep coming around. And like I say, this is very good for those of us who are not very good at staying inside the lines. Yeah, that would be me. Not so good at staying inside the lines at all. And it's nice. It's a nice, gentle thing to do, just to colour in this manner. And you can actually get your colours laid down first. As you can see, I did that. I got all my colours down first before I then came in with the blender pen. And it's just very nice. And what I want to do, share as well with the blender pens, with the watercolour pencil. Let me get another scrap of white. But I haven't got a scrap. Oh, here we go. Is that, which one's this one? This one's real red again. So there's my real red. Here's my Wink of Stella. And it also moves it around. And obviously an aqua painter would as well. I don't think I've got an aqua painter handy on this side. And an aqua painter is a watercolour brush. But yeah, Wink of Stella will do the same thing. And obviously just make it very glittery. Or shimmery in that case. Right, let me just zoom back out again to finish off this little box for you. For it is a very little box. Okay, have I got any snips over here? Oh yes I have. I've got one. I can find nothing after Christmas. I think all my scissors were used in The Great Christmas Wrap. That's not a song. Okay, so obviously that's the bottom, and you saw that I took away the smallest little rectangle. Okay, and then I'm going to put some tear and tape along here. And peel off the backing, and then I think I'm going to make that my back and that one the front, so 2 sides in and the back. Oops. And fold that round, and then just push in just at this bit where you've got this thin little seam at the top. And the cardstock is going to resist there at the point where you've got another score line. It's going to resist there. So pinch in there. And then I've got a little tiny binder clip just to hold that down, because I've got twine. I've got twine that currently lives in my drawer in case Fauna gets a hold of it. And I'm going to wrap that around, I don't know, lots of times, 3 times, I think. And tie a knot, a bow. And that binder clip is just keeping it in place for me because, you know, this is me trying to tie a bow. Doesn't happen often. And see, the bow is walking left and right, and I can't even get hold of it because it's now stuck under my nail. See, what's that bow doing on the corner? No idea, but it's going to have to stay there because, you know, I'm never going to tie another one of them again. Pop off your binder clip, and that is a teeny tiny diddy little gorgeous Inchie box. Oh, focus on me, not the pencils. There we go. Just lovely. Slightly different colours on the... I don't remember which is the original one. Yeah, slightly different colours. Had some different blues there. But very charming, nevertheless. And I hope you like it. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.